Hey babe, du stuttarem.
What?
Du stuttarem.
What are you saying?
I love you.
Oh, I love you too? Does it ever feel like you and your spouse are speaking different languages when it comes to love? Well, there are 5 different love languages, and we want to introduce those to you so that you can revolutionize your marriage. Hey everybody, Drew here.
Hi everyone, I'm Jazmyn. Welcome back to Moments That Matter, a video series we're doing to help you enrich your marriage. Last time we did a film on the love tank, which is a tool you can use to help you and your spouse feel loved and fulfilled in your relationship.
Yeah. And this week we're going to be talking about the 5 love languages, which has the basic idea that both you and your spouse show and receive love differently, hence the different languages. So make sure to keep on watching this video to find out more about those. Does it ever feel like you and your spouse are speaking different languages?
For example, maybe you work all day at home, cleaning, making sure the house looks beautiful, and you prepare a delicious dinner. Your spouse gets home from work and doesn't seem to notice everything that you've done.
You vacuumed the house? I didn't see that. Or maybe you went and bought this awesome bouquet of flowers to give your wife to show her how much you love her, and then she says,
"Why did you spend money on something so frivolous?"
Yeah, well, there's a psychologist, Dr. Gary Chapman, and he says that people share and receive love in 5 different ways, and he calls these the 5 love languages. And the 5 love languages are
words of affirmation,
acts of service,
quality time,
receiving gifts,
and physical touch.
So there are these 5 love languages, and people receive and share love in these 5 different ways. Oftentimes the problem that happens in relationships is that people don't share the same love language. And so you need to learn to translate or speak their language, if you will.
All right, now that we know what the 5 love languages are, you need to assess and learn what yours and your spouse's primary love language is.
Yes, so when you're done watching this video, make sure to look at the notes below. We're going to have a link there for a quiz or an assessment, if you will, and you can check out and take this and figure out what your love language is, and your spouse can also take it to figure out what their love language is.
For your spouse to feel loved, for their love tank to stay full, you need to learn to speak his or her love language. For example, my primary love language is acts of service, whereas Drew's is quality time. So for him to feel loved, I need to learn to speak in quality time.
Yeah, and for my wife, for Jazmyn to feel loved, I need to learn how to speak in acts of service, so that way she receives love. Because really, I want her to feel loved, but if I just spend quality time with her, she's not going to feel loved, and vice versa. If she doesn't do quality time with me, then I'm not going to feel loved. So really, it's about our relationship of learning how to love one another through our love languages. So the first love language is the words of affirmation. Basically, these are verbal expressions of love and appreciation to your spouse. And it can take on lots of different forms. Sometimes it's the I love you, honey. Sometimes it's the you're looking really great today, which she is. Or maybe it's a thank you for things that they've done. But it's basically a verbal recognition that they are someone special in your life. And that can be very meaningful and impactful to the person who has words of affirmation as their primary love language.
Words of affirmation does not always have to be verbal. It can be a sweet note that you leave, a sticky note on the mirror in the morning, or anything like that.
Writing a song.
Just an expression of love through words. So, hey babe, you work really hard, I appreciate that. Something as simple as that can really fill up the person who speaks in words of affirmation and fill their love tank.
Yeah. So the second love language is what they call acts of service.
Acts of service is exactly what it sounds like. It's doing something that helps your partner in some way or another. Acts of service might be the honey-do list that you leave for your spouse.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is my personal primary love language. So when I give him a honey-do list, those are the things that really speak to me that he loves me, because it means that it's one less thing on my plate.
Yeah, so a great example in our relationship is Jazmyn works really hard at making a great dinner every single night for us, and I really love that. But one of the things that she doesn't like to do is she doesn't like to clean up from dinner. And she has told me, like, before, because we've talked about this, we've talked about this and how important acts of service mean to her, and she's told me, when you clean up after dinner and clean up the kitchen, that shows me that you love me. And if I know that that thing, doing that one chore, really goes a long way in having her feel loved, then that's an awesome slam dunk for me to get an easy win on showing my wife that I love her.
You might hate doing dishes, you might hate vacuuming, it might be something that you really just don't like to do, but that's what love is, and learning your spouse's love language is sacrificing for yourself. Going back to words of affirmation, I'm terrible at words of affirmation. It's pretty low on my list, and he's really good at it, so it takes a lot for me to step out and verbalize how I feel. It doesn't mean I don't feel it, I'm not good at expressing it. So speaking your partner's love language might feel like a big stretch for you, like doing that sink full of dishes after dinner, but that really can be an awesome expression for your spouse.
Yeah, definitely. The third love language is quality time. Now, quality time is something that's kind of unique, because oftentimes we think, like, I'm going to give this time to my spouse, but we're distracted with our phones, or maybe distracted watching TV or something like that. Quality time is what it sounds like. It's quality time. And it's not time doing what you want to do, but quality time doing what your spouse wants to do. So showing them that you love them by doing activities and things that they enjoy. So for example, mine is quality time. And if we're as a family and we're watching TV for the night, that doesn't fill my love tank the way that you would think. What really matters to me is like getting to go do things like a walk with Jazmyn. That for me is quality time. Or maybe playing a game with her where it's just me and her, or maybe sitting down and having a cup of coffee together. One thing that we do is we read books and drink coffee together on the couch in the morning time. This couch right here. And that for me is quality time. But watching TV together as a family, or if we're both on the phones hanging out, to me that's not quality time. So it's really understanding where both of us are and having that discussion. What is quality time for you, babe? Right.
This is a really important point, because quality time is actually my second. It's really high on my list too, but my idea of quality time is different than Drew's. So actually sitting down as a family and watching a movie or TV can feel like quality time to me. That's what I grew up doing with my family. So I'm filled by that, and he's not in the same way. So we've had to have these conversations and know what feels like quality time to him. And again, it might be a stretch for you. You might be exhausted after being with the kids all day and be like, I don't want to go for a walk. But if that's going to fill him, you need to make that sacrifice.
Yeah.
The fourth love language is receiving gifts. For this person, it's not the thought that counts. They like receiving gifts. It's exactly what it sounds like. But this person can be pretty easily spotted. They're the person that goes out of their way to bring you a little trinket, grab you that coffee on their way to work, or make it for you in the morning. And this person might seem like a hoarder to you because they have a box full of things that have meaning to them and that are special, which might just be things like notes or cards, dried flowers, little things that people have given them over time.
Yeah. We, in our relationship, are not gift givers at all. It's on the bottom of our list of the 5 love languages. And so...
Sorry for those of you that are.
So we rarely give gifts to friends, family, even each other. And it's not because we don't care about them. It's just, it doesn't come natural to us. On the other hand, our daughter, she loves to give gifts and she loves receiving them. We want to throw away like a small toy that she got when she was 3. And she's like, but this thing has so much meaning and value to me. So-and-so got it. She remembers when she got it, who gave it to her, and all that stuff. Even though she doesn't play with it, it just sits on her shelf. And so receiving gifts is just another way of people show love, and you have to learn that language if that is your spouse's language.
These tiny gifts, a thoughtful card, a rose you bring home from work, grabbing coffee for them, these little things really just fill them and show them that you care.
So the fifth love language is physical touch. And physical touch is not what you're probably thinking. Most people automatically think that it's talking about sex, but it's not talking about sex.
Although sex is obviously a part of it, but physical touch to the person that speaks this language is really just you saying, I'm here, I'm with you, and I love you. So it's a love language.
Yeah.
So the touch part could be something as simple as a back rub while you're sitting together on the couch, or holding hands on a car drive.
Yeah, really it's just showing that your spouse that you're present through your touching them. And you're touching them in ways that they like, not ways that you like. So just really, really it's like, you're not going up and pinching them and hurting them or anything like that, but it's really the gentle touches that say, hey babe, I'm here, I'm present, and I love you. And so, if this is the love language of your spouse, it's really important to kind of figure out what those types of touches are that they want to receive. So,
one example from our marriage, I'm not big on physical touch to begin with. It's pretty low on my list. But one thing that I really hate is when I'm brushing my teeth and he comes in and tries to give me a hug from behind. It's not the time. Doesn't feel appropriate to me, not that it's inappropriate, but I don't like it. So he knows that and has to be pretty intentional about not doing it.
Right. And for me, I really like holding hands when we're out and about as a couple. And so Jazmyn has gone out of her way to do that, to show me that she loves me. And so we try to honor each other in that way.
So the love languages are another tool for you and your spouse to understand one another better and to help one another keep your love tanks full. So a recap of what the 5 love languages are: words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, gift giving, and physical touch. So now that you guys know what those love languages are, make sure again to go down to those notes, get to that survey, you and your spouse figure out what each other's love language is. This is for each of you to take the survey separately so that you can learn your own love language, and then your homework is to come together, talk about it, so that you can start speaking one another's love languages.
Yeah, so that's basically what the 5 love languages are. Make sure to subscribe, comment what your love language is once you find out what that is. If you guys have questions, put it down in the comments too, and we'll respond to that. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.